Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today we have a familiar topic. We're going to be talking about Halloween ends. So let's jump right into it. Now, I want first off to say we have been talking about Halloween films a lot lately and the Scream franchise a lot. I am going to do a video like this, a horror video, probably every Tuesday. And other times we're going to be addressing other types of movies and fandoms. And as we progress and we get into more videos per week, we will probably do a day for each of them. But I don't want to tell you yet what I have planned as far as all that. Just know that I have something in the works where we would be talking about different fandoms on different days. But let's jump right into it. So in this video, we're going to talk about different theories. And the reason for that is I have been asked my opinion on a couple of things that people have come up with in various platforms. The different theories bouncing around out there. I have been asked about what I think is going to happen in the next movie. And the easiest way to address this is with these theories. So here we go. The first theory has to do with the fact that Michael Myers may be an entity created by being born a certain night. We saw this in, of course, one of the Halloween films. And though it's not canon anymore, people still bring it up. People still think that that is a potential possibility. Now, I'm not entirely against that as a possibility, but if you're going to do that and update it, if you're going to do the Curse of Michael Myers and make it really cool, you're going to have to really up the ante a whole lot in order to make that jive with fans. But this goes hand in hand with a theory that has actually been put out there. And it is a really wild theory that Karen will actually take Michael Myers' place. Now, Karen's played by Judy Greer, and Judy Greer is excellent at playing a little bit psycho. Seen Jawbreaker, anybody? Jawbreaker is a wonderful movie in which you get to see her go from sweet and innocent to complete psycho. And it's wonderful because she does this almost flawlessly. Could she pull off something like this? Yes, she could. She would be wonderful at it. But I hope they don't do this type of thing. The child born on a certain day thing. Okay, look, there was a casting call for a kid that they told not to smile. Could this potentially be someone taking over for him at the end? It potentially could be. I really hope they don't do that, though. And the reason I hope they don't do it is it didn't work twice. We saw Laurie Strode's kid in a previous movie briefly take over and actually stab her mother. And then we saw that she had a psychic link with Michael Myers. Well, then, of course, we had the Curse of Michael Myers, where all of a sudden it was completely revealed that he was going to just kill and kill and kill because he was born on a certain day. Now, I really hope they don't do that because I just don't think it's going to be awesome if they do. However, if they can do it and make it cool, then go them. Because whatever they do, as long as they give us something that is epic and awesome and entertains us, I'm completely down for it. Now, the second theory is actually based a little bit more in production than it is the movie itself. James Jude Courtney actually said that the movie was a fitting end for him. And that can mean a lot of things. Like, he's a pretty old guy in terms of actors. He does an amazing job. And I would love to see him come back and play Michael Myers for as long as humanly possible. However, it does kind of lend itself to, if you're going to continue the franchise, the person behind the mask is going to have to be younger, even if the person behind the mask is older. You know what I mean? Even if Michael Myers is older, the person behind the mask is eventually gonna have to be younger. In order to keep the franchise going, you're gonna need to cast someone at least a couple years younger every now and then. So we are gonna potentially be able to get a new Michael Myers without rebooting everything else. He's just saying that this is a fitting end for him, so maybe after the third film, he doesn't come back. Now, our next theory dives into, will Lindsay live? Because Kyle Richards supposedly stopped filming a little bit early. I don't know that I really buy this. I don't know if she stopped filming early. I don't know where this information is coming from, so I can't speak on it. I just know that it's a rumor that I've heard that she will die early on in the movie because she apparently didn't film for that long. Filming didn't take that long. Who's to say she don't survive? Maybe she gets in the car and rides off and we eventually see her again in an upcoming movie. Who knows what they actually choose to do here? Personally, I think she probably will die. I don't know if she'll die early on in the movie, but it is sort of fitting that she will die in the movie. Because her character is one of those legacy characters. She's one of the people that was around in the very first movie, all the way back in the day. And they bring them back and they have to take care of them. I'm a big fan of, if you're a horror fan, the final girl cannot always live through the movies. And see, nothing ever bothered me more than like Friday the 13th when Tommy Jarvis lived and got a happy ending. Or when Alice got a happy ending in the Nightmare on Elm Street series. You know, anybody who defeats the enemy or is around for a couple movies, and, you know, I like to see their story finished. I don't want to see them get a happy ending. That's not why we go to see those horror movies. It's always fun to watch the final girls come back, or the final guys, or whatever, but here's the problem with that. You go so far into the future, and these actors can't come back, or won't come back. Jamie Lee Curtis coming back is one of the most unheard of things. Now, there's been several actors who have come back to the Friday the 13th franchise, although in fan films. Now, that being said, I think it's an okay thing if she dies in this movie because she's not the lead character. And, you know, if Laurie Strode ain't making it out of this movie, I'm not sure I want to see Lindsay make it out of the movie. And last, we have to talk about the radio tower. Okay, so the radio tower is another theory that I constantly hear, that the radio tower is somehow controlling Michael Myers. This would be cool if it doesn't necessarily explain who Michael Myers is, because nobody really wants that. I don't want to know how the cookie is made. I just want to see that you've made a good product. So I don't need to know that Michael Myers is being controlled by the radio frequency unless it's important to the plot and doesn't give away all the secrets. That being said, if they do it and make it really, really cool, who am I to gripe about it? I don't think we're going to see the radio frequency be controlling him, although that wouldn't really shock me. And the reason that wouldn't shock me is because we have seen the silver shamrock masks. And it very well could be that they're involved somehow also in the radio frequency, kind of an update of Halloween 3, if you will. That whole update of Halloween 3 where we got the silver shamrock masks, maybe you do this a little bit more realistically, maybe, well, how realistic is realistic, but maybe you do it in a way that the radio is actually controlling these masks and turning a lot of people into the killer. Now that would be interesting to see not just Michael Myers, but maybe a lot of people are being controlled. Maybe that's why the mob was so, like, gun crazy, like, you know, so murder happy, you know? They were like, kill, kill, destroy, destroy, and evil must die tonight. And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you don't even have to have the masks on to be controlled. Maybe it's the fact that the masks are controlling the kids, or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't even control the kids wearing it, but the adults around it. Or maybe it controls everyone, and you don't have to be wearing it to be controlled. You just have to be around it. That's a possibility that could work. It could explain the angry mob. It could also explain a few other things. And then the last thing I heard about the radio tower was that there's a narrator basically to the film. That the reason the radio tower is important is because we're going to be getting a radio station DJ that is essentially going to be the narrator for the film, telling us about what's going down, kind of keeping us in, you know, in the action. You know, saying maybe he kills somebody at the opening, and the radio station's one that I heard, but this one actually might be kind of cool if they can kind of do it in an original way. I kind of would like to see them do that if they can make it original, but it kind of falls in line of things you've seen before. An opening kill in some radio station or some place where we know the killer's back because of it is kind of a trick. It's a trick that's been used. And then you also have the fact that if you do a narrator, you're going to have to make this narrator able to know what's going on. Are people going to be calling in with sightings of Michael Myers? That could be potentially cool. But if it's an all-knowing narrator that just sort of knows, it's going to ruin some of the fun. So that was a couple theories that I've heard. Okay, so let us know what you think in the comments below. And make sure that you are sharing this video with all of your friends. Go ahead and hit that like button. YouTube likes when you like this video, and we like it too. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Miko says we need more subscribers, and this face wouldn't lie to you. Remember, friends, at the end of the day, fandom is family.